Good morning everybody, my name is Osa. We are playing FS22 on Glenleathann, which has not been updated for the latest version, so we're playing on the older version still. And I have a lot of work to do today. Okay, we have a few tasks to do around the farm, and I've taken up 3 baling contracts in fairly local fields, I think. So I'm going to get this out, and we're going to jump in the Valtra, get that hooked up to mower, and send that out to the fields that we need the work done in. I guess this could do with a clean after we're done. Okay, service is good, fuel is good, we're good to go. Come on. Oops, too far. Oh, come on. Yes. Okay, a little bit of a dexterity issue, but we are now good. So, contracts are in. I have no pens, that's good. Should be, oh crud. Okay, we got 2 fields over here and 1 field over here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it over here, do those 2 contracts, and then we can come back and get some fertilization done on our newly seeded grass fields, which should now be showing some level of greenery. Obviously the one to our right here was just planted last month. It is September 1, so I'm hoping that before November we will get a cut on all of our grass fields. The previous grass silage should finish fermenting possibly about lunchtime today. Oops. And we'll have to get the class out and start carting that to the biogas plant, I think, in order to make some money. We'll check the prices on those a little later. That's a nice looking crop of sunflowers there. I keep forgetting 25-26 is so far away from the farm. But anyway, we'll get this started on the mowing. As I said, we've got a couple of fields that need fertilizer. So we've got the duets out, that'll do those. And then we're probably out of things to do on our farm until lunchtime. But I don't think that will be too long coming. They've stopped at the bottom of the hill because someone's crossing the pedestrian crossing at the top of the hill. So I did notice on mods this week, Maypole was up for testing yesterday, wasn't released, is not on their stage 2 testing, i.e. their stage 1 testing is PC, and their stage 2 testing is for consoles. It hasn't moved over to console testing, so I'm not sure if that's because it failed PC testing or whether it passed PC testing and they don't have enough people to do console testing. Either is possible. So anyway, we will get here. Push that button. Push that button. First waypoint course. Working with 7.3, 3 headlands, 1 tool, headland first. Round edges. Counterclockwise, doesn't matter. Generate. There we go. And I need to check that that is on conditioner switch on. How's about we do that? Okay, that should be ready to go. Dude, you've screwed up here. Okay, how's about I take over for a couple of seconds? How's that look for you? Oh, you're happy with that. Good, good, good. And that does not look like fresh grass, so we are good to depart. Oh, I did bring the seed back with us. I think that's seed. Yeah. Okay, let's get this guy on the road. So I'm going to need crop sensors active. I guess we're going to be waiting a little moment before we can actually fertilize our 2 fields that need it. Doesn't matter, I can drive around there. And we can turn that panel off because I don't need it on for this tractor. So we're running at 3 times speed, so that's going to progress into daylight quite quickly. That is kind of the problem with this map now. We have very dark mornings and very dark evenings now that we're up to September. Well, it's about, I guess it's about 6 hours each way, 12 hours each way. So we will wait, and I guess I could hitch this thing up ready for when the silage is ready to sell. Gas tank's full, maintenance is reasonable, and somewhere over there we have a grain cart and we have a pickup wagon. And from this angle, I don't know which is which. So I'll do a drive-by. This is our grain cart, so we'll be able to take the silage to the market in this one. We'll hitch that up. Everything's good. Grain cart's good. When I can turn that off, we'll jump out, and I will go and check the silage just to see how it's doing. That's 61% maize. That's 94% grass. So that will be the silage that we're going to be unloading when it gets time. I will move this into position because we might as well get everything ready as needs to be ready. What other thing am I doing today? So we are doing, I think I said we're doing hay, so I'm going to need the Renault on hay duty. Turn that off. So I guess we can kind of run over there, get the Renault ready. Goodness, we are definitely all out in the motorised equipment this morning. And Renault now does have a weight on the front. Not that it needs one for this particular job. I think it needs one when we plough, if we continue using that plough. Alrighty, and I think I might send this over to the store. We can drive. Actually, we can drive there because that's what we need to do. So contracts are hey, and that's going to Bales Market, and Bales Market. So they're all going to the same place. That's good. We can either make them bales since we now have a baler, or we can bring the loading wagon out. The problem is the loading wagon, I've only got one tractor that can really haul it full. So, and that's going to be hauling silage off to sell as well. And we'll fill the time in with doing that. I'm going to assume sun-up's about 7. But as you see, that is the problem with the Asaria Pro sensors on the sides of the tractor, is they are passive, they need an external light source, and tractor headlights are not sufficient for the job. The one that mounts on the front that optionally can have a weight, that one does allow what am I saying? That one does allow operation at night time. But really, we're not doing an awful lot of work at night, so I don't think I have to worry too much about having equipment that works at night time. Anyway. I think I did put wide tyres on this tractor just to give us a little bit more traction. The only other thing I might want to do is to put doubles, which can be an option, and we'll only do that when we're ploughing. So for normal day-to-day running, this is perfectly fine and adequate. So how long? Mowing's going to be another 15 minutes. So I'm going in here. How's this tractor looking? Actually, this tractor's looking very well serviced as well. Okay, discounts. There is a hoe. There's a mulcher. It's a big mulcher. John Deere 6M. It's 130 to 140 horsepower. Not the greatest. Fendt 900 Vario. That kind of would be nice as a complement to the class. Although base engine is 296, top engine's 415, we'd have to work on that a bit. There's a 5M, which is tiny. There's a thing that puts potatoes and beets into crates. I think there's a full set there of planters, but 6 meters. We've already got the horse, so we're good. This one, this is something I would like to build up the cash to buy. I do want a telehandler on the farm. There's another nice big Fendt. That's the smaller engine one. There's a tele truck, which we've liked using in the past, but not so much now, and a manure thrower and a normal roller. We've got the all singing, all dancing roller, so all things considered, I want to get the Merlot before it goes out of stock. I'm not sure what attachments I'd get for it. We'd probably go with what we've got for the tractor, which is a bucket and another thing, pallet forks. Okay, Renault is in position. We'll take a look at tedder stage condition, semi-dry hay. I want it running to hay, and I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until the mower finishes before we set the tedder loose, but since the next field's one over, we'll be able to set them both off at the same time. Let's turn the help panel off. Let's... Okay, crop sensors, it looks like they came on. Yes, there you go. Turn on crop sensors, turn off crop sensors. So crop sensors are now on. It's on automatic. So yeah, let's start the engine. That would be a good plan. And as I've said before, this is not going to take long, and it is not going to use a lot of fertilizer. I need a swig of tea. Going to zoom back a little so we can see the spread. And this is one of those jobs I kind of prefer to use a sprayer because I can see how far the arms are reaching. And with fully automatic, I don't know how crop sensors work with this device. Because you're just chucking the fertilizer out there at a measured rate, but it's not like you can say, well, this little bit here needs a tiny little bit more, and this little patch here needs a tiny little bit less, and you can't really grade that too well, I don't think. Okay, our mowing is 10% done. So we'll do all 3 cuts. We'll have the tedder following it around, and as soon as the Valtra has finished mowing, we can send it straight back and row all of the fields in the sequence we're currently mowing them. Then it's kind of a, do I take the loading wagon out and pick everything up, or do I take the baler out and just bale up the fields? And then I can use the bale trailer on the back of the Renault. That should be okay. Alrighty, let's line up round about here and go for it. So a little bit of a late start this morning. One of the model railway manufacturers has announced that they're producing an engine that was very prevalent on the region that I model. The most recent tooling for which is about 20 years old, so not very finely detailed, and this company does do extraordinary detail and charges a relatively fair price when compared with the company that last produced the model 20 years ago. So I was watching their video release and just getting an idea of what is what, and this is going to be done. So simple, huh? Turn that off and go trundling down to the other field. We did use a fair amount of fertilizer on that field, but our fields are all now looking a nice shade of orange. I've got a feeling I should have probably done the 4 fields around our farm because they're close to the cell point and convenient. We can keep an eye on them while things are happening. I'll put the lights on, why not? So this field over here, also recently planted, needs some fertilizer, and then we are good until November, at least for our fields. So the choice of a frequent grass crop does mean that we are doing a lot of stuff on our fields very frequently. And to a certain extent, it's the same jobs over and over again, except when it comes to the corn and the maize. I'm not sure if I might skip the maize this year and maybe plant barley with the goal to silage it at the end of the year or the end of next year, and then see how that works out. Because with the barley crop, I do not have to plough the field once we've harvested it. That's the problem with maize, is you need to plough it. And that is something that will generally mess up the environmental score, and we are playing precision farming here. So what's come out this week in the way of mods? There's been a couple of vehicle upgrades or updates. There was a few new sheds, which I really need to review the mod list that I have loading at the beginning of this game save and see if I want to add some of those to the list. Equipment is equipment, we're good on all of that. And as I said, we're waiting for the Glenleathann update for version 13.1, is it? And also the Maize Plus update as well. So not going to add the new crops to the farm until both of those has been updated. Looks like Cavalier Roy went, or Well, I don't know if Cavalier Roy submitted both Glenleathann and Maypole to Giants. Giants selected Maypole as their first test farm, and they're spreading out their testing, so they're doing some vehicles, some equipment, some buildings, some maps. Although there's possibly a lot of maps and a lot of scripts that need updating for the new crops. We did get liftable pallets got updated, which I don't use, but he did have something to say about you can now buy pallets for the new crops, and they are liftable, but the crop doesn't show in the pallet. So because of the way Giants has encoded the new crops, and that was something I was saying last week, they tend not to allow mods over new crops if the new crop is a DLC. Now if it's a if it's introduced at the beginning of the game, so it's base game crop like cotton was in Farm Sim 17, in Farm Sim 19, it's, yeah, you're allowed to do stuff. But when they produce the Cotton Harvest DLC, you could copy the Case IH harvester. You could not copy the John Deere harvester, which had the continuous harvest capabilities. You didn't have to stop to drop the bale. So, where am I going to put this? I'm not going to put this away yet. Probably, the deal being that the Valtra goes in the back because we use it so infrequently, or we use it less frequently. Actually, yes, I am. Let's see if there's any fertilization contracts out there before we put it away. Yes, there are. Shall we do some? Yes, we shall. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Go and see if we've got any more fertilizer. It's income, it's something I can do while we're waiting for other things to happen. Oh, I do have fertilizer, not a lot. I don't know if that